want to invite all the children that are here with us today to come up and join Miss Danielle and I. Come on, you'll miss out if you don't make it up here. Hi, friends. Merry Christmas. Hi, friends. Come on up. Hi, y'all. Hi. We would love for you. I bet Gigi will let you sit right here by her. She's pretty friendly, I promise. Hi, Miss Riley. Come on and sit down. We have a few looking at Mom and Dad like, these ladies look a little nuts. I'm not sure I should be up here. How are you today? Good. Are you so excited? Yeah. Because it's Easter, right? No. My birthday. No. What is it? Christmas. That's right. I just watched the video. I should remember that. Except I kind of forgot. So I think that maybe my name's Miss Jennifer. I work here at the church. This is Miss Danielle. She works here too. So I think maybe we should retell the Christmas story. Do you think you could help me tell the Christmas story today? Yes. Now, Miss Danielle came with a whole bunch of sounds. What are things you hear at Christmas time? Jingle bells. I'm wearing a jingle bell. That's a good one. Santa Claus on the roof. I hope so. What do you hear at Christmas? Santa Claus is coming tonight. Songs. That's right. I love Christmas music. What about Christmas movies? Do you like Christmas movies? Yeah.
I saw Baby Jesus.
You saw a Grinch one? And Baby Jesus. I know Christmas has so much stuff and so many sounds. The other day I went to look at Christmas lights. Have you gone to look at Christmas lights yet? And there were so many people. And there were horns honking, and it was loud. So there are good Christmas sounds and not so great Christmas sounds, right? Moms and Dad, anybody been to Target today? Good Christmas sounds, not so great Christmas sounds. So Miss Danielle has some Christmas sounds, and you're going to help me figure out what they have to do with the story of Jesus' birth. Do you think you can do that? Yeah. Yep. You all in? You all in? Yeah. I really don't know what's about to happen here, so here we go.
All right. Are you ready for your first one? Yes? And listen really closely.
What was it? A donkey. What does a donkey have to do with the Christmas story? Phoebe.
Mary and Joseph rode on the donkey, well, technically Mary did, and to take them to Bethlehem, where Jesus is born.
That's right. They don't need me up here. So Mary and Joseph had to go to Bethlehem. Now Mary was about to have a baby, and they were just going to ride in the car, right, Miss Danielle?
Absolutely.
Right? Cars? No, they didn't have cars. Silly me. They didn't have cars. They didn't have wagons. So Mary had to ride on a donkey to go to Bethlehem. Now they get to Bethlehem, and they have to find a place to stay. Are they going to stay at the Holiday Inn? Maybe they're going to stay at Nana's house. Are they going to go stay at Nana's house? No? Well, let's see. What's our next sound? What is that? Way over here in the red dress. That's somebody knocking on a door. Mary and Joseph had to go to each and every door and knock. And what did people keep telling them? No. They said there's no room. Now, wait just a minute here. Mary is clearly going to have a baby, right? Have you ever seen somebody who's about to have a baby? Yeah, not comfortable? Yeah. Megan, you done? Miss Megan over there, they're tired. If somebody knocked on your door and needed a place to stay, would you say, nope, got no space, no room? Is that what you would tell them? No, but that's what they kept hearing. And finally, they found someone who said, you know what, I don't have much space, but there is somewhere you can stay. Now let's see, I think this sound might tell us what they had available. That one's a hard one. Do you know what sound that is? What sound?
Crackling fire.
It sounds kind of like a crackling fire, but not quite.
Hay in a manger.
That is so awesome. That's the sound of crackling hay. They didn't have a king-size bed. They didn't have a cushy hospital room, but they said, you can stay in our barn. Now, what about you? Are you going to sleep in a barn tonight?
Yeah.
No. I don't know, though. If I had to walk and ride on a donkey and I was tired and over it, and the only place I had to stay was in a barn with the animals?
I would take it.
You would take it. Well, I think that Mary and Joseph decided that they needed to take it. And so they went to stay in the barn. Now, something else happened that night.
It's a seat.
Right here. Those are sheep. So Mary and Joseph weren't the only ones that found their way to the barn. Who else came to the barn? A shepherd. And a shepherd takes care of what? Sheep. So not only did Mary and Joseph find a barn, but the shepherds also were going to find their way to the barn. So we've got animals, we've got shepherds, we've got Mary and Joseph. Mary's about to have a baby, and what happens in the barn that night?
They have the baby.
They have the baby? Maybe. Let's see. What's that? A baby. Now, I got to tell your moms and dads something. Can you hold on for just a minute? When we YouTubed these sounds, that's an entire hour on YouTube of a baby crying. Who records that? So, who was born that night? Jesus. Now that's where the story ends, right? It's all done. All over. No? Well, are there any more sounds?
Yes.
Let's see.
Yes.
This one takes a minute, I think. What's that? Horns. Who, back in Bible times, who could horns have signified? Now, they probably weren't those horns. Kings. There was a king in this story. Now, he wasn't a very nice king. Does anybody know the mean king's name? King Herod. Can you say King Herod? You knew it. I know you knew it. I know. I'm sorry I didn't see it in time. Next time I'll see it. So there was this guy, his name was King Herod, and he was pretty grumpy about Jesus because he heard that Jesus was special. And he thought, oh no, if Jesus is special, I might not be a king. So he met these 3 wise men. And he said to the wise men, you know, I really want to meet this baby. So why don't you go find the baby, and when you find the baby, you can report back to me. And I'm going to give the baby all sorts of presents, and it's going to be great. Now, did he really want to give the baby presents? No, he was lying. You are right. And he was done. You're right. We don't have every piece of the story in sounds. You're correct. So the king set off trying to find this baby for King Herod, who says that he's nice, but he is not so nice. They get to the stable. Now, how did the kings get there? How did the kings get there? Do you know?
On the camel.
On a camel, you think? Let's see.
Camel.
What's our next? Oh,
That's camel.
is that a camel? I didn't know what a camel sounded like. Did you know what a camel sounded like? I didn't know what a camel sounded. So they took their camel and they went to visit baby Jesus. Now, when they got to see baby Jesus, they each had a present for baby Jesus. Do you know what they had for him? What did they have?
Gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And that'd be kind of like you getting a really special doll, an iPad, and a hoverboard, right? Comparable? Is that good? So they brought new presents to the baby, and when they got there, they realized how special and important the baby was. They heard that maybe, just maybe, they shouldn't tell Herod where the baby is. Miss Danielle's jumping ahead today. she's in a hurry to get to the end of the story, that maybe, just maybe, they should go home another way and skip the mean king altogether. Do you think that's a good choice? Yeah. And so we sing a song a lot on Christmas. And I think Miss Danielle has it. Can you play the start of it? Let's see if you know this song. Can you listen? Do you know that song? Yeah? Do you know that song? Yeah. But here's what we learned today. Was it really all that quiet? No, we had donkeys and camels and people and crying and all of these noises. And I want you to remember when you hear all of the crazy noises, that even in the crazy noises, baby Jesus was born. And even in the crazy noises, we can remember, even in the craziness of Christmas, all the excitement and the ho-ho-hos and all the food. Are you going to eat? There's going to be some eating, right? Adults, there's going to be some eating, right? Yeah, see, they'll nod. They're hungry. That in all of the excitement and all of the noise, that it really is a silent night because we remember how important and how special baby Jesus is and how much we love baby Jesus. Now, I think maybe that Pastor Chris has a little bit more of the story, but he told me in order for him to finish up, that I needed to give each and every one of you a gift. Now, here's what I need you to do. You're going to take this back to your seat with your mom and dad, and you're not going to open it yet. Can you hold on to it? And you're going to listen for Pastor Chris to tell you to open it. And he won't take too long, I promise, okay? I'll come up here if I have to. So everybody get one. Merry Christmas. Didn't come up. If you'll raise your hand, we'll bring you one. Here we go. Anybody sitting down that needs one? Okay. Did you get two? Okay, perfect. All right.
You can already hear the foreshadowing of what's in the bags already. What I want to just talk about briefly for a second is how the sounds of Christmas connect us across our life. That when we hear the sounds of Christmas, from the bells that ring to the songs that we sing to the lights that we see and that we put in our homes and around us, those represent God's love for us. They represent God's love that is with us through every moment of our lives. Now, I want to tell you, I have sung Silent Night more than I have probably any other Christmas carol. And I've sung Silent Night in huge sanctuaries with hundreds of people. I have sung Silent Night on the street corners, and I've caroled at people's houses. I sung Silent Night by my grandmother's bed in the memory care unit, where she lived for 13 years with Alzheimer's. I've sung Silent Night by emergency rooms whenever people from our church took gifts to waiting rooms and left them there so that people who had to be in the emergency room throughout Christmas and the holidays knew that people cared and thought about them, and I've sung Silent Night there. You see, sometimes whenever we have Christmas, we have this idea about what the image of Christmas should be. We have this idea about what the destination should be and what it all should look like and be like. I have sung Silent Night with tears in my eyes whenever I had family disagreements over Christmas. But the truth of the matter is, God's love doesn't depend on an image. God's love doesn't depend on perfection. God's love doesn't depend on whatever expectations we have about what Christmas should be about. God's love is always there. God's love is with us when we are excited and we are happy. God's love is with us when we are heartbroken and sad. And the beautiful thing as parents and as grandparents is that we get to love our children and our grandchildren through those moments. And we get to teach them not only the excitement and the wonder and the glory and the shimmer of love and decorations, but we get to teach them the wonder and the beauty and the contour of love even during the difficult times. Even whenever the Christmases are not easy, even whenever the holidays are hard. And we stand by our children and our grandchildren just like God stands by us. Whenever I hear the sounds of Christmas, I just don't have one memory. I have 100 memories. I just don't have one emotion. I have a lot of emotions. But the one thing that I know is that in every memory that I have, in every emotion that I've felt, the sound of God's love has been there. Whether at that moment I knew it or only when I look back. So children, I want you to reach inside your bag and I want you to take out your gift. Now, as Miss Jen said, there are all sorts of sounds of Christmas. And for a while, this may be a great sound. Maybe the 23rd hour, maybe not. Maybe when they lose them and find them again in a week, maybe not. But what I want you to remember is that for every time you shake it and you hear the sound of the bell, just remember the sound of God's love. And the good news is, next week when you find them again, you'll remember the sound of God's love. And next year when you look in the couch and you find them again, you'll remember the sound of God's love. Or if they're outside buried and your dog digs it up and you find it again, you remember the sound of God's love. Like this bell, God's love is the gift that will keep giving. On and on and on. May God bless you and keep you. May God's life and light continue to shine upon you. And no matter what circumstance you may find yourself singing or celebrating or crying or hurting or healing, may you know that you are never alone. In the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.